I am a night shift nurse. My life is measured in 12-hour increments of controlled chaos. By 7 a.m., my back aches and my hands usually smell like a mix of latex and hospital-grade sanitizer. Usually, the drive home is my sanctuary. I think about the hot shower waiting for me and the quiet of the bedroom I've paid for every single month for 3 years. But that Tuesday in March, the air on my street felt different. It smelled like damp cardboard and wood smoke. I pulled into the driveway of the home. ID helped save from foreclosure $1,200 a month in rent, only to find my entire world sitting on the curb like it was trash day. My nursing textbooks, the ones I spent 4 years highlighting until the pages were thin, were soaking in the morning dew. My grandmother's vintage earrings were scattered in a mud puddle near the tire of my car. And when I reached for the front door, my key didn't even click into the cylinder. My father hadn't just changed the locks. He'd erased me while I was in the A saving strangers. He thought he was teaching me a lesson in tough love. He didn't realize that in 48 hours, a sheriff's deputy would be standing on that same porch with a stack of papers that would make my father physically sick. Before I tell you how I used my 36 receipts to dismantle his kingdom, please hit like and subscribe, because blood shouldn't be a license to be toxic. Let's go back 3 years. I moved home at 23 because my father, Gerald, sat me down and told me the family was struggling. "Why give your money to a landlord when you can invest in us?" he asked. It sounded noble, so I paid. I paid more than the market rate for a 1-bedroom in this town. I became the atmosphere of that house. I was the one who did the grocery runs at 8 a.m. after a shift. I was the one who scrubbed the grease off the stove and did the laundry on my only night off. I was a ghost who paid for the privilege of being a servant. Then there was Megan. My sister is 2 years younger, and in my father's eyes, she is made of glass. She hasn't worked a full-time job since high school. When she got engaged to Tyler, a guy who sells used cars and thinks financial planning means buying a lottery ticket, the house shifted. Tyler didn't want to live in a small apartment. He wanted a command center for his side hustles. And my father decided my bedroom, the one ID paid nearly $43,000 for over 3 years, was the perfect gift for the new couple. I'll never forget the Monday night before the lockout. I was heading out for my shift, and I saw a sliver of light coming from my room. My father was in there with a tape measure. He was measuring the wall where my bed sat, whispering to Tyler about where the new desk would go. He didn't even look at me when I walked past. I was already gone in his mind. Tuesday morning, 6:52 a.m. I clock out of the AEA. It was a rough night, a multi-car pileup that left us short-staffed and covered in adrenaline. I drove home in a daze, dreaming of my pillow. The text from my father came through just as I turned the corner. "Your room is Megan's now. We moved your things so Tyler could get started. Come get your stuff from the lawn. Don't make a scene in front of the neighbors." I didn't move. I sat in my car for 11 minutes, my engine idling. I watched my neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, watering her roses. She looked at me, then looked at the boxes on the lawn, and then looked away. The humiliation was a physical weight on my chest. I walked up to the porch, my scrub still crinkling. I tried the key. It hit a solid wall of brass. New locks. Shiny. Expensive. He'd used my last rent payment to lock me out. Then came the text from my mother. The enabler. "Honey, your father decided it's better this way. Megan needs the support more than you do. You're strong, Whitney. Don't be dramatic. Better. Strong." Those are the words people use when they want to rob you without feeling guilty. I looked at my graduation photos warping in the rain. That was the moment the good daughter died. I didn't scream. I didn't knock. I sat back in my car, opened my banking app, and started the long, slow process of taking screenshots. 36 months. 36 transfers. All labeled rent in the memo line. I didn't go to a hotel. I went to the hospital break room. My charge nurse, Donna, found me there staring at a cold cup of coffee. Donna is the kind of woman who survived a revolution in her home country. She doesn't do dramatic. She does effective. She called her husband, Marco. He's a tenant attorney who spends his days fighting slumlords. He didn't offer me a tissue. He offered me a legal pad and a pen. "Whitney," he said, his voice calm over the speakerphone. "In this state, if you pay rent and have a key, you are tenant at will. Family or not, he performed an illegal lockout. He owes you damages. But more importantly," he paused, "did Gerald report that $43,000 as rental income on his taxes?" I felt a chill that had nothing to do with the air conditioning. My father is a man who thinks he's smarter than the system. He'd been pocketing my rent to pay for Megan's lifestyle, and I knew for a fact he hadn't declared a dime. We spent the next 6 hours building a quiet storm. We didn't just file for a lockout. We filed a small claim suit for the $10,000 maximum. And I signed a formal IRS whistleblower report. My father thought he was playing a game of my house, my rules. He was about to find out that the IRS has much bigger rules. Friday morning. I was asleep on Donna's guest bed when my phone exploded with texts from my cousin Jamie. My father was having a celebratory breakfast on the porch with his buddies. He was bragging about how he'd finally reclaimed his house, and how Tyler was going to turn that extra room into a 6-figure office. Then a county sheriff's cruiser pulled into the driveway. Broad daylight. The neighbors were all out. The deputy didn't even get out of the car at first. He just let the sirens give a short whoop to get everyone's attention. When the deputy handed my father the thick manila envelope, Jamie said my father's face went from red to grey. He read the words "unlawful eviction" and IRS audit summons. He didn't yell. He didn't argue. He physically sat down on the porch steps because his legs couldn't hold the weight of his own choices anymore. The man who spent 30 years demanding respect was now a defendant in a public record. Megan? Her golden wedding was postponed because Tyler, ever the pragmatist, didn't want to be tied to a family under federal investigation. I have a new apartment now. It's 6 blocks from the hospital. The rent is $890, over $300 cheaper than what my father generously charged me. And the best part, the locks are mine. I have the only key, and I don't give it out to anyone who hasn't earned it. Setting a boundary with a toxic family isn't an act of war. It's an act of self-preservation. My father called me last night. He didn't apologize. He just sounded small. He asked if I could talk to the judge. I told him I'd see him in court. If you were in my shoes, would you have filed those papers, or would you have walked away quietly to keep the peace? Drop a courthouse in the comments if you believe in receipts, or a peace if you think I went too far. I'm Whitney, and I'm finally home. See you in the next story.